Meghan Markle walks off stage, the moment a high-profile speech allegedly turned into a quiet standoff with the room. Tell us in the comments where you're watching from. In today's commentary, I'm breaking down a moment from one of the most exclusive events of the year. The 2026 TIME 100 Gala, held at Jazz at Lincoln Center in New York City, marking the 20th anniversary of the TIME 100 list. This wasn't just another awards night. It was a room filled with global power, influence, and carefully curated reputations. Nikki Glaser hosted the evening. Performances came from Luke Combs and Coco Jones. Names like Dolores Huerta and Chloe Kim delivered remarks. The red carpet alone featured a lineup that most events can't even compete with. So expectations were high. And attention? Even higher. That's where the story begins to shift. According to circulating reports and ongoing social media discussions, Meghan Markle's moment on stage didn't unfold the way many expected. What started as a composed address reportedly began to lose alignment with the room. "I think we all understand what influence really means," she allegedly opened. On the surface, that sounds fitting, controlled, relevant. Exactly the kind of tone you'd expect at an event centered on global impact. But then something changed. Witness accounts suggest the energy in the room wasn't fully engaged. Not openly hostile. Not chaotic. Just distant. Subtle reactions. Quiet murmurs. The kind of atmosphere where attention starts slipping and the speaker can feel it in real time. And in a room like that, that matters. Because this isn't a general audience. These are individuals used to being the center of attention themselves. People who measure every word against their own experience, their own status, their own influence. So when a room shifts, even slightly, it doesn't go unnoticed. Reports suggest Meghan paused briefly. A small break in delivery. A glance that some viewers later analyzed in clips circulating online. Then she continued, attempting to regain the rhythm. But the tension didn't fully reset. Some accounts claim there were moments of visible disengagement from parts of the audience. Others say the reaction has been exaggerated online. But what's consistent across discussions is this. Something about the exchange didn't land the way it was intended. And that's where the situation escalates. Because instead of building momentum, the speech reportedly began to feel uneven. The kind of moment where the speaker pushes forward, but the room doesn't follow at the same pace. Then comes the turning point people keep referencing. According to multiple online discussions, Meghan appeared to shorten her remarks. Not dramatically. Not with an announcement. Just a shift in pacing that suggested the speech was ending earlier than planned. And then she stepped away from the stage. Now pause. Because in an event like the TIME 100 Gala, where every movement is observed, leaving the stage even slightly off-script becomes a story in itself. It doesn't need to be loud. It doesn't need to be confrontational. The action alone creates the narrative. Social media picked it up almost immediately. Clips started circulating. Comment sections filled up. Some viewers described the moment as uncomfortable. Others argued it was simply a normal variation in delivery being blown out of proportion. But the conversation didn't slow down. Because this isn't just about a speech. It's about perception. About how quickly a controlled image can be questioned when a moment doesn't align with expectations. Some defended her, pointing out that even seasoned speakers can face unpredictable audience reactions. Others saw it differently, interpreting the moment as a disconnect between presence and reception. And that's the deeper layer here. Influence isn't just about being invited into the room. It's about how the room responds when you speak. And that response isn't always guaranteed. Because the reality is, events like the TIME 100 Gala operate on an unspoken hierarchy. Not announced, not written, but felt. A dynamic where attention, respect, and engagement aren't automatic. They're earned in real time. So when that dynamic shifts, even slightly, it becomes visible. And once it becomes visible, it becomes a narrative. The moment may have lasted seconds. But the interpretation? That's what stretches it into something much bigger. Because now the focus isn't just on what was said. It's on how it was received. And sometimes that difference is everything. A speech began. A reaction shifted. And an exit became the headline. Sometimes the loudest statement isn't what echoes through the microphone, it's the silence that follows when the room stops listening. If you thought that was wild, hit subscribe and drop a comment below. Wait till you see what was caught off camera.